Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nindi Aulia Muhti as the moderator from Group 1. Today we will present to you about our material, the characteristic of a good language testing. The first material will be delivered by Fadilah Milenia Hakim.
The first is, what is good language test? A good language test should have a positive effect on learning and teaching. The whole class or individual student may experience so that additional practice and corrective exercise should be given. A good language test should also measure students' performance without setting traps for them. Maksudnya, tes pembelajaran yang baik itu adalah tes yang berdampak positif kepada pembelajaran dan pengajaran, dan tidak mengukur penampilan siswa dengan menjebak atau mempersulit siswa tersebut. The next is reliability. What is reliability? This means that the result of tests should be dependable. They should be consistent. If the results are very different, then the test is not reliable. Maksudnya, hasil dari tes tersebut dapat diandalkan atau dipercaya atau reliability dan harus konsisten. Sebagai contoh, dilakukan tes kepada sekelompok siswa. Di hari pertama, sekelompok siswa tersebut mendapatkan nilai bagus pada tes tersebut. Kemudian dilakukan lagi tes di hari kedua, dan hasilnya tidak jauh beda dengan di hari pertama. Maka tes tersebut dapat dikatakan dengan reliable atau dapat diandalkan. And then the next, a test also reliable in the cases. The first is, if two comparative groups of students score similar marks even if the test is given to them on 2 different days. Maksudnya, dua kelompok siswa atau dua kelompok grup siswa itu memiliki nilai yang tidak jauh beda dengan satu sama lain, padahal dilakukan di hari yang berbeda. Dengan catatan, mereka tidak mempersiapkan atau mengetahui isi dari tes tersebut. Maka tes tersebut dapat dikatakan dengan reliability. The next is, a test is reliable if students are marked by different teachers and this doesn't produce high different marks. Maksudnya, tes tersebut dapat dikatakan reliability jika dinilai oleh guru yang berbeda. And then the last is, finally, a test is reliable if it has been properly administered. Jadi, sebuah tes dapat diandalkan atau reliable jika telah dilakukan dengan benar atau administrasinya dilakukan dengan cara yang benar. The next is 3 aspects of reliability. The first is equivalence. The second is stability, and the last is internal consistency. Equivalence. Equivalence is measured through a parallel forms procedure in which one administers alternative forms of the same measure to either the same group or different group of respondents. The next is stability. Stability is said to occur when the same or similar score are obtained with repeat testing with the same group of respondent. Maksudnya dikatakan terjadi ketika skor yang sama atau serupa diperoleh dengan pengujian yang berulang dengan kelompok responden yang sama. And the last is internal consistency. Internal consistency concerns the extent to which items on the test or instrument are measuring the same thing. Okay, the next is validity. What is validity? According to Alderson G.C. and Hooch A. 1981, the term validity refers to the extent to which the test measures what it says it measures. In other words, test what you teach and how you teach it. Maksudnya, tes itu apa yang kamu ajar dan bagaimana cara pengajarannya. And the next is types of validity. In validity have 4 types. The first is face validity, the second is content validity, the third is criterion reference validity, And the last is construct validity. The first is face validity. Face validity is the appearance of validity, that the extent to which a test looks like it measures what it is supposed to, but without any empirical evidence that it does. Example like a grammar test should test the grammar, not the vocabulary. Tipe ini maksudnya memunculkan validitas sejauh mana suatu tes terlihat seperti mengukur apa yang seharusnya dilakukan, tetapi tanpa bukti empirisal yang dilakukan. Sebagai contoh, apabila kita mengadakan tes grammar, berarti kita harus mengetes grammarnya, bukan vocabulary-nya. And then the next is content validity. The extent to which the selection of tests one observed in a test taking situation is representative of the larger set of tasks of which the test is assumed to be sample. The next is criterion reference validity. The extent to which a test predicts something that is considered important. Example like a score on a translation test from and students' native language into English might be a very good predictor of how well a student would do in course and English medium university. And the last type is construct validity. Construct validity is the relation between a test and the psychological abilities it measures. This is according to Alderson, G.C. and Hughes, 1981. For example, like if it is claimed that a test measures knowledge of grammar, one should be able to demonstrate that one can measure knowledge of grammar to a certain extent independently of other proposed psychological properties such as knowledge of vocabulary, knowledge of the weighting system, ability to reason verbally, and etc.
The third one is practicality. Classroom teachers are familiar with practical issues, but they need to think of how practical matters relate to testing. Bachman and Palmer, 1996, classified the address resources into three types. There are human resources, material resources, and time. Based on this definition, practicality can be measured by the availability of the resources required to develop and conduct the test. Therefore, our judgment of the language test is whether it is practical or impractical. Number 4 is comprehensive. It covers all the items that the teachers taught and the students study. It includes items from different areas of the material assigned for the test so as to check accurately the amount of students' knowledge. The fifth is relevant. It measures reasonability while the achievement of the desired objective. That's all tests and exams measure what sampling a person knows. Any test or exam should have a clear purpose. The curriculum that students receive must be understood and planned in relation to what will be examined. And then sixth is balance. It tests linguistic as well as communicative competence, and it reflects the real command of the language. It tests also appropriateness and accuracy. The main purpose in a linguistic test is communicate. This test must test linguistic as well as communicative competence, so that it reflects the actual command of the language. The test must also measure appropriateness and accuracy. Appropriate in difficulty. It is neither too hard nor too easy. Question should be progressive in difficulty to reduce stress and tension. The material under test
shouldn't be too easy or too difficult. The questions are progressive in such a way as to reduce tension and minimize the stress level of participants in taking the test.
Clear. The questions and instructions in the test must be clear so that participants understand what to do next. If the instructions are not clear, there will be misunderstandings of the participants in solving the question asked. Likewise, with questions that are not clear, making it difficult to participants to determine answers. And it's gonna take a long time, so the test will not appropriate time. Authenticity. The language of the test must reflect everyday discourse. It allows students to understand the question easily. This is related to the next point, which is appropriate for time. If the student can understand the question easily, so they will manage their time better. The objectivity of the test. Objective means there's no personal elements or subjective. There are two factors that affect the subjectivity of the test. The first one is test form. Test form mempengaruhi subjektivitas karena tes yang membentuk uraian akan memberi banyak kemungkinan kepada si penilai untuk memberikan penilaian menurut caranya sendiri. To avoid the inclusion of an element of subjectivity from the assessors, the scoring system can be done in the best possible way. Antara lain dengan membuat pedoman scoring terlebih dahulu. The second one is evaluator. Subjektivitas dari penilai akan dapat masuk secara agak leluasa terutama dalam tes berbentuk uraian. Factors that influence subjectivity like assessors' impression of students and written language. To avoid subjectivity, it must revert to the guidelines, especially comprehensiveness. The last one is economical. The implementation of the test does not require a lot of cost, a lot of energy, and take a long time. Okay, that's all our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.